So very warm good morning to all of you. I'm really happy that our Secretary Sir is here today, and warm welcome to all the dignitaries. Really happy to be presenting about Narega from the state of Karnataka. I am Commissioner Rural Development, Government of Karnataka. I've been in the post for 1 year, and there's been tremendous changes that are happening in Narega all over the country, and especially in Karnataka. So to talk about Narega, which is the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, it is the largest employment guarantee scheme for unskilled workers across the world. So in Karnataka, last year our target was 13 crore person days. In Narega, we kind of account for progress in person days, and Karnataka achieved 16.4 crore person days. So this year again it is 13 crore person days. I'm sure Government of India will increase according to the requirement. It is a very grassroots-led, demand-driven program. And apart from unskilled employment, I feel that Narega is one of the major contributors for employment as well as asset creation in rural areas in the country. So Narega was started with a vision of reversing rural migration because a lot of rural population were not getting jobs in their own villages and cities, and they were migrating to urban centers for employment. And Narega aims to reverse the trend to get their jobs in their own this thing. And especially the focus is on women to get employment in their own villages. And also the stress is on disabled population and senior citizens. I must say that for disabled population and senior citizens, for 50% of work, they get 100% of wages. In Karnataka, it is 309 rupees per day wage for Narega employment. And it's a very huge scheme. In Karnataka, I must say that we have around 7,000 crore expenditure per annum in Narega. And why it is important today is that it is one of the major programs that is also aiming at natural resource management. So when we talk about natural resource management, 65% of Narega funds must and should be spent on NRM works, whether they are community works or individual works. So in Karnataka, 4,750 crores of rupees is spent per annum on natural resource management works. So for mitigation of climate change and other extreme climate events, Narega has become a backbone in most of the states in the country. Yeah, next. Who's moving the presentation? Can we go next? So I think I have a lot of slides on disaster management and climate events, which I think the enlightened crowd is already aware of. So let's directly come to the solutions. Next. So basically, I believe that India is a country where there is a 3-tier Panchayat Raj system, which is local self-governance at the rural levels. So Gram Panchayat should be at the forefront of actually encountering and tackling with these disaster management and climate-related events. And I think Narega is a very important tool to do that. Next. Next. Can I have a pointer myself? Can I have it myself? Yeah. We all know the challenges that are there, due to climate change, extreme weather events. I think a lot of dignitaries were mentioning already who are experts in their fields about delayed monsoon, and even if the monsoon is there, there are extreme climate events. There are flash floods, and especially in these mountainous regions, like Karnataka has Western Ghats. So we have 5 districts with Western Ghats that experience landslide issues and all that. And there are a lot of districts in Karnataka, especially in the north, which has drought issues. So a lot of issues are related to climate change directly and indirectly. So basically, we have arrived at a lot of practices. Narega in Karnataka has been doing very well. And considering the importance of natural resource management works, what we realized is that there was a lot of delinking between planning and implementation. So basically, planning is very important, right? From building a house to everything, planning is like top priority. But when it came to a lot of plans, Sir was mentioning about the GPDP, the Gram Panchayat Development Plan. So Narega planning was a little divorced from the implementation process. So we have come up with a scheme and a program wherein planning is actually linked to implementation so that there is effectiveness at multiple levels. So I'll directly go to the solution. So basically, we have started a program called Jalasanjeevani. Jalasanjeevani is NRM planning of Narega works in Karnataka. So basically, planning was always a tech-oriented approach. Narega in Karnataka has 6,000 outsourced and other employees who are working in the state. So we have technical people, we have elected representatives, we have administrative officers. So the thrust was to bring all of these people together so that the planning can be scientific and usage of technology, especially geospatial tools, can be utilized. And in Karnataka, like I was mentioning, flood, landslides, and drought are the major disaster management events. And Narega is very comprehensive. And for those people who are outside Narega, it is a very demand-driven approach. And basically, I think it is one of the most flexible schemes in the country. Unlike, for example, if you take the 15th Finance Commission scheme, it is 50% tied and 50% untied. So 50% is kind of dictated as to what you have to use it for. But in Narega, it all depends on the individual requirements as well as the community requirements. So there is a lot of flexibility in implementing schemes that is beneficial for the village economy. So for example, if we look at drought prevention works, like I was mentioning, north of Karnataka is very, drought affected. So in that, there are a lot of works. You can see the list of works that I've already given: contour bunding to trenching to contour cultivation, bench terracing, graded bunding, gully plugging, check dams, gabion structures, injection wells, dug well recharge, village pond or tank. Like sir was mentioning, Amrit Sarovar is one of the major schemes of Government of India, where we're taking 75 water bodies per district. So in Karnataka, we are taking 2,325 water bodies. Already we have identified 4,500 water bodies which will be taken up. So basically Narega, only through Narega and also sometimes in convergence with other schemes, we are taking up drought preservation measures. Okay, for flood mitigation, we have a lot of individual works, including construction of stone peripheral farm or field bund, construction of stone graded bunds, wasteland or fallow land leveling, drainage of waterlogged areas, to construction of all these community works, including diversion, stormwater drain, gabion check dam, boulder check dam, and all that. So a lot of individual works are permissible in Narega. I feel that in India, Narega is a major contributor to this. So when it comes to landslide prevention works, many hilly regions across the country are prone to landslides year on year. So right from afforestation to roadside plantation to contour bunding, trenches, vented dam, flood control walls and bunds, we have a lot of works. And if we look at Karnataka, we have done a vulnerability mapping of Karnataka. Karnataka State Disaster Management Authority gives us data about which regions and which areas are prone to all these kind of natural disasters. So you can see that the coastal parts of Karnataka, left side is the Arabian Sea, and we have 31 districts in Karnataka. Basically, the Western Ghat regions like Uttar Kannada district, the Shivamogga district, Udupi, Chikmagalur, and Kodagu district, basically they are prone to landslides. So we are taking up these works, and along with that, some kind of civil works like footbridges for children to cross across streams when there is monsoon and all that we're taking up. So a lot of works that we have completed, it is mainly a progress of Narega works in employment generation and wage payment and asset creation. 21-22, you can see that the number of completed works under Narega in Karnataka is 4.92 lakhs. Where am I pointing it? Okay. So we have already desilted around 49,751 lakes, and we have built 2,82,000 trench cum bunds in farmers' agricultural fields. So Kalyanis is a concept which are local reservoirs and water bodies, which were traditionally there for supplying drinking water to villages. So around 1,000 plus Kalyanis have been rejuvenated, 3,400 check dams in the last 3 years, and around 1,62,000 hectares of afforestation work we have done under Narega in Karnataka. So these are a few of the pictures of some NRM activities. So Krishi Hondas is farm ponds in individual farmers' agricultural field. So a lot of that horticulture area development, construction of cattle shed, which is an important source of livelihood for the rural population, agricultural godowns and structures, sericulture development area. You must be very familiar with the Mysore silk in Karnataka. So sericulture is a big thing in Karnataka. So including that, we are giving benefits under NREGA. So these are the other livelihood structures that we have given in Karnataka. So we also started child care center for NREGA workers' children in Karnataka. I think that is a very supporting activity that we are doing. So just to emphasize the importance of the budget in NREGA, especially for NRM works, in 2019-20, we had like, you all know that 65% is the minimum permitted percentage. So more than 65, we can do how much ever. But 2,848 crore was spent on NRM expenditure in 1920. When it comes to 2021, we spent 4,170 crores under NRM in NREGA. And 21-22, 4,793 crores. So usually we spend around 4,750 crores on NRM works in NREGA. So the basic thing is that the planning has to be scientific using geospatial technologies, and every asset that is created has to be properly situated and located, and it has to be durable. Otherwise, there is a lot of soil works, For example, a lot of times we think that NREGA is about, digging a pit or desilting a lake and all that. So there are like around 290 works in NREGA. So we don't have to focus on one or two works. We have to do works which are important, which are relevant, which are part of a larger plan, and which are durable. Oh, just 2 minutes. Okay, I think because of shortage of time, directly I'll be going into our Jal Sanjeevani program. A lot of activities that we have done is already given here. Okay, we have done a lot of impact studies also. One of the impact studies we are doing is with UNDP right now, so that we know where the money is being spent and whether it is effectively being spent. So basically, the highlight of today is I want to talk about our program called Jal Sanjeevani. Basically, Jal Sanjeevani is planning of natural resource management works using remote sensing and GIS-based technology. So this is the logo of Jal Sanjeevani, wherein we have three elements: environmental conservation or greening, that is represented by green; water conservation, that is represented by blue; and soil conservation, that is represented by brown. Because soil, again, agricultural productivity, soil moisture content, a lot of elements are related to soil. Can we have the presentation back? So we are following a ridge to valley concept in Jal Sanjeevani. So as you are aware that every district has a district irrigation plan. So basically whatever NRM planning happens, it has to happen in accordance with the ridge to valley planning. So we have taken the upper ridge, middle ridge and lower ridge. And any planning can't be for an annual year, because when you look at all the gaps that are there in a particular district, it will be a perspective planning. So it must be a 2, 3, 4 or 5 years that we need to kind of saturate that, Gram Panchayat or a village. So we are going for ridge to valley planning. Just give me 2-3 minutes, I'll finish it. Yeah, I'll just give you 2 minutes, okay? A lot of people haven't come, so it's okay. Yeah, this is what we are doing. So we are dividing the basin into 3 parts, every Gram Panchayat. At the end of the day, we must understand that a Gram Panchayat is an administrative boundary. So a natural boundary may be beyond the Gram Panchayat. So we are doing a ridge to valley planning of upper ridge, middle ridge and lower ridges. And effectively, we want to treat this in the next 3 years. So this is the most important slide. We are doing this kind of Jal Sanjeevani planning in 2 factors. One is the participatory planning approach, where we kind of go for a community-based approach, which includes door-to-door demand collection, as well as a PRA and a transit walk, participatory rural appraisal and a transit walk to understand the needs of the community, as well as a scientific planning side, where we use geospatial technologies like the Bhuvan portal, where we have the GeoManrega completed works and the Bhuvan portal, as well as the Karnataka GIS, where the assets are already mapped. And for ground truthing, we are using CLART app, which is developed by the Foundation for Ecological Security. So CLART app is a very simple mobile application. It can be used on a mobile or a iPad, wherein everything is divided into 4 regions: red, blue, green, and purple. So whatever soil nature, the rainfall conditions, climatic conditions, which NREGA work is actually should be done in that region, and exactly where it has to be situated will be known. So after doing a tabletop planning using Karnataka GIS technology and GeoManrega, we will be taking it to the ground to do a ground truthing. On parallelly, we'll also be doing a participatory planning, and both of them will be integrated and placed before the Gram Sabha, Ward Sabha and the Gram Sabha for approval. And I must say that Karnataka has been doing very well in DPR e-governance. For the last 5 years, we are placed first in the country by Ministry of Panchayati Raj when it comes to our e-governance technologies. Sir must be aware that Panchatantra 2 is something which we have developed and rolled out also. So our entire planning is uploaded on Panchatantra 2, so that there is stringent monitoring right from the state level to the district and taluk levels. So these are the technologies we are using, and because of paucity of time, I think I'll just skip this. Dishank mobile app is of the revenue department. So we have a lot of technologies, and we have trained everybody in Karnataka. We have identified 20 master trainers in every district, and then we have given block level training also. And recently we conducted a Gram Panchayat level training with our ACS for all the Gram Panchayat Sarpanch and the members of the Gram Panchayat and the Panchayat development officers. So this is something which within the next 3 years we are taking up. So multiple layers that we'll be using for planning, and I think any state or anybody who wants detailed information, I think I can provide them later. So these are the map matrix and the NRM activities in non-agriculture land, agriculture and livelihood and habitats we have subdivided. And the kind of feature, whether it is a point, line or polygon, and the thematic maps we have already mapped. So this will be actually done at the state level and up to the Gram Panchayat level. So I was talking about a 3-year implementation idea. So 23-24, right now we are doing it for this in the next 3 years. 23-24, the top 33% of the Rich to Valley concept, all those works will be completed. And in 24-25, the middle layer will be completed. These includes all these works. And in the 3rd year, the valley layer will be completed. So this is something we have taken as a standard in the entire state. So this is an example of a Gram Panchayat level plan. This is how it will appear in KML file. I must also mention that GIZ has been a great support for the state of Karnataka. We actually took their partnership in 2 districts, one Tumkur and Shimoga, one water deficient and water sufficient district. And I think we have escalated that, and we would be more than happy if the cooperation and coordination can continue further. And since I have a person who's, I needed to talk about grazing land, can you give me 2 minutes because this is important? Okay, okay. So we were also looking at a grazing land development plan, a disaster management sub-plan, and a wildlife sub-plan. Every Gram Panchayat will have 3 of these sub-plans. And because of extreme paucity of time, I think I'll be winding up the presentation. But I'll be more than happy to share the presentation and any inputs to any state or organization. So thanks a lot. Thank you.